Kay Bush. Chris Fletcher in Redford says, on Saturday we had tickets to see Guns N' Roses. After my daughter ordered them, my wife had a stroke and she now needs a wheelchair. We phoned and phoned, but customer services offered us no help whatsoever. But on the day, a steward in charge was fantastic and let us sit up in the disabled area. That's in London venue. Andy's in Glasgow and says, I recently saw Ed Sheeran. Brilliant show. But the venue was not prepared for a disabled patron like me and carers because there was not enough seating available on the viewing platform. Something people say is that if you need to have a carer alongside, then there's very rarely a normal seat for them to use alongside somebody who uses a wheelchair. Hannah in Surrey says, I went to the Isle of Wight festival last year and this year. It is fantastic for a disabled person. It's so well thought through, even the toilets. The only problem we had was from people who didn't like the chair being anywhere near the front. Apart from that, it was utterly fantastic. Good, some good stories there as well. Coming up, a new way of treating depression, possibly. Radio 2, smart speaker, sounds app and 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 1 o'clock. This is Justine Green. 2 people have been taken to hospital after a major explosion in Bedford. There are reports of people jumping to safety. Sir Keir Starmer will dismiss calls for the UK to rejoin the EU in a speech setting out how a Labour government would make Brexit work. And Joseph Coelho has been named the 12th Children's Laureate at a ceremony in London. Fire crews in Bedford say a block of 20 flats has been engulfed by flames after a major explosion. 2 people have been taken to hospital, 1 with serious injuries. A large part of the building's roof on Redwood Grove has also collapsed. The emergency services are urging people to avoid the area and keep doors and windows closed. This man, Adrian, lives there.
I got me and my partner out of the building, started knocking on people's door, get everybody out. And then when I was outside of the building, I saw the walls being torn apart of the building and all of the windows out and the smoke and flames pretty much instantly. I saw a couple of people jump out of the buildings and start helping them out, start bringing them away from the fire, away from the danger. But it was a very, very serious and very, very big explosion.
The Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer will use a speech this evening to explain how he believes he could make Brexit work better for the UK. He's also expected to repeat previous pledges that a Labour government wouldn't seek to reverse the referendum result or return to freedom of movement with the EU. But he's expected to say that a Labour government would address problems surrounding the Northern Ireland Protocol and reach deals with Brussels on agriculture and research. The Shadow Minister for the Cabinet Office, Lady Chapman, accused ministers of using Brexit to garner political support for the Conservatives and claimed Labour would take a different stance.
I'm not saying Brexit hasn't caused us massive challenges. Of course it has, but we are where we are. It's so important, especially on this issue where there has been so much division, that the Labour Party is crystal clear about the approach we would take. So yes, we would recognise the problems that there are, but our approach would be seeking to resolve them, not seeking to exploit them.
The Chief Operating Officer at EasyJet, Peter Bellew, has resigned following criticism of recent flight disruption and cancellations. The airline has been on the worst hit and has axed thousands of flights in the last few months. The company's Chief Executive, Johan Lundgren, says EasyJet remains focused on delivering a safe and reliable operation this summer. Protesters have caused disruption on motorways in England, Scotland and Wales in a demonstration against high fuel prices. 8 people have been arrested after parts of the M4 near the Severn Bridge crossing were brought to a standstill. The M5 and the A38 in Devon and the M54 in Shropshire are among other roads which have been affected. The BBC has revealed that a complaint against the former Radio 1 DJ Tim Westwood had previously been referred to the police. The complaint is one of 6 the corporation now says it received about alleged bullying or sexual misconduct by the 64-year-old. Our correspondent Chichi Azundu has more details.
Back in April, as part of a joint investigation with The Guardian, the BBC broadcast the stories of 7 women alleging unexpected and unwanted sexual touching and sexual misconduct by the former BBC Radio 1 DJ Tim Westwood, accusations he strenuously denied. As part of that investigation, BBC News had asked the BBC whether it had any complaints about his behaviour during his nearly 20-year career at Radio 1 and 1Extra. The Director General, Tim Davies, TV said the corporation had checked its records and had seen no evidence. But the BBC has now confirmed it has 6 complaints, one of which was referred to the police. In a statement, it said the police referral was historic, but declined to confirm if the other 5 were received before or after the broadcast of our investigation.
Joseph Coelho has been named the 12th Children's Laureate at a ceremony in London. The judging panel praised his dynamic performance, passionate advocacy and engaging writing, which inspired children of all ages. Guy